like to call a Public Works Committee meeting to order. Let the minute taker reflect that the same members are present, except for the mayor. The mayor has stepped out. He told me we don't need him. Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meetings from regular meeting August 11th, 2016.
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Next, report and recommendation. Purchase of 2 solar streetlights from GNP for Lincoln Court in an amount not to exceed $19,885. Mr. Catalano, you had something to say?
Yeah, I want to make a motion to kill this.
Second?
What?
All in favor?
Aye. Done. Kill it.
What was it?
That passes. Next, approval of a contract between the City of Wooddale and H.R. Green for the Ward 2 Phase 4 design and construction management in an amount not to exceed $117,200. That is my motion. Questions? Roll call.
Are you still working on the table?
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Abstain.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino,
Yes.
Alderman Messina,
Yes.
Alderman Catalano,
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
That passes. Next, approval of an agreement with Wesco Englewood Electrical Supply of Woodridge, Illinois for water supply pump drive separation at the Reichard and Potter pumping station in an amount not to exceed $80,560. Mr. Sorrentino, was that your motion?
Yes, it was.
Do we have a
Make that
second?
motion.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Questions? Roll call.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Abstain.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino,
Yes.
Alderman Messina,
Yes.
Alderman Catalano,
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Next, approval of a contract with Brothers Asphalt Paving for the 2016 patching program in an amount not to exceed $106,250. Mr. Wesley, was that your motion?
I'll second.
Okay.
Questions?
What are we doing? Picking up?
Do you have a
Each one?
question?
No, I don't.
Okay. Roll call.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Abstain.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino,
Yes.
Alderman Messina,
Yes.
Alderman Catalano,
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
And who
That
gets-
passes.
And who gets the motion on this one?
Well, we'll see. It's like Wheel of Fortune. Award of the fiscal year 2018 roads project engineering construction management to Robinson Engineering in the amount not to exceed $29,500.
Pick Peter.
Do we have a motion?
Peter.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay. Motion is second. Do we have any questions? Okay, roll call.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Abstain.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino,
Yes.
Alderman Messina,
Yes.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, we need a question from Matt York. He's been sitting here for an hour.
I think he used up all the syllables earlier and is out.
Okay.
And he can't form a proper sentence, which is false.
Okay.
Next, ComEd transformer relocation. That sounds like we gotta let somebody talk. Okay,
Good evening.
take it away. Stacy, thank you.
All right, let me get my presentation set up here real quick.
I don't know.
All right.
We're grooming our
Good
first
evening.
assistant manager.
So, yes, we are bringing you back the ComEd transformer relocation at Ash Avenue and Irving Park Road. If you'll recall, let me try to advance this. Oh, bear with me. Okay. Back in May, the council did approve a $5,500 deposit to move forward with preliminary engineering. The preliminary engineering was $55,000, and that was 10%. We just got the new estimate in, and it came in at $140,000, or $774.38. Currently, there is a 3-to-1 overhead transformer platform at the southwest corner of Irving Park Road and Ash Avenue. The relocation of the transformer would not only be for safety reasons, but also as part of the Irving Park Beautification Initiative. ComEd does not locate this type of equipment underground, so that was our original hope. This is a current location and a picture of the current 3-to-1 transformer that's up in the air. You could see it's almost as tall as the building, or taller. This is the proposed relocation, and you'll see that they have moved it down on Hemlock back by the alley. So by doing that, they would be able to remove the 3-to-1 transformer that's at Ash and Irving Park, 2 poles, and then overhead wires. And in place, they're only going to be putting up 1 pole and then putting the rest of the wires underground. And that's the significant cost.
Wait a moment.
We're going to move it to the liquor store.
Sure the residents don't mind about this?
So you got one, it's over by 3 and 4 now, right?
Correct. That's the current location.
And you're gonna move it all the way over by number 1?
Correct.
That's what they recommend.
Yes. So, oh, good.
And what's number 2? Is that a pole?
Yes, that's the existing pole.
Okay, so the existing number 2 pole is going to be removed?
No, the number 2 pole is already there. The
Okay.
number 1 pole is going to be new,
Okay.
and then the underground wire will feed to that pole 2.
All right, they had all the same markings, so it was
I
hard to
know.
distinguish
Comment.
existing or, thank you.
So,
Do you have a question, Mr.
no,
Wilson?
that's all right.
Alderman Messina.
Can you go back one slide real quick?
Sure.
Just a couple things I want to talk about on that property. From what I understand, that transformer kind of blocks the entrance into the doorway. If we go for the quiet zone, which is very likely, and we get that approved, that is going to make it even harder because of the pylons that will have to be there to get approval for the quiet zone, right?
I'd have to look into that.
Okay. And then maybe Jeff or maybe Matt can confirm, Irving Park repaving, is that area covered under that with IDOT this year?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. York, go ahead. if you'd like to
Yes, I
respond.
would like to respond. Thank you very
All right.
much. That area is being repaved by IDOT all the way from Emerson and Itasca all the way to York Road.
Mr. Alderman Messina.
Could we move fast enough if it was approved to get this done before they do that? Or is there any drilling involved underneath that would affect the paving?
This
Mr. York.
is all going to be directionally bored, so
Underground.
it will not have any effect to Irving Park Road.
Okay.
Mr. Murmas.
Just the one note to remember is we had the original $5,500 design and the $55,000 estimate was to try to tuck the pole back along the tracks in the alley. It did not work out once they started engineering, so that was the next desired option as far as possibilities. The original option did not work.
Alderman Jacob.
Question for Mr. Murmas. You know, I see where they put, you know, I know we're trying to put it in an alley, so it's not on Irving Park. But why couldn't they put it in the alley on Ash, behind the gas station, or again, in the alley, instead of, you know, going down a whole block? I mean, did they ever talk about that?
Yeah.
Stacy.
That was an option that they did look into, but unfortunately there was not enough space there to put the pole. And so that's why they had to consider location number 1 as the best option.
Yeah, the green space near the parking spots is larger. It doesn't really look that much, but it's a few feet larger than the one on Ash Street. So to get it in the right-of-way, where inside the sidewalk, between the sidewalk and the street, it's actually just a little bit larger area and more conducive for the pole structure that they're going to have at this location.
But Matt, couldn't we create more green space? Aren't those our parking spaces on Ash? If it went towards the end of the building with the, by the alley there? Is that what we were talking about?
Well, that's the locate on Ash. It would be on the west side of the street.
Correct.
And we could, if we wanted to move sidewalk and as such, we may be able to gain the needed space. But just to try to put the round peg in a round hole, that was the location that fit the best. But we could.
Right, but you're saying, so if we eliminate it, correct me if I'm wrong, one parking space or increase the size of that green space down at the bottom corner. You got one of those pointers? I gotta get one of those things.
Over here?
Up in the
Is
top
there-
right.
No,
Top
just
right, right
Right
there.
here. This was one option.
Are you saying
that-
below by the tracks?
This was,
yeah, if you're going towards the track, so right at the end of the building there.
oh, no, that
Going
was,
on the ground.
no, that was not feasible at all. Going this way was not feasible at all by ComEd standards. So we look at this location here and this location here.
Oh, okay.
And they
What
were
about the bottom left corner?
Do,
down here.
Sorry.
No, there's K4 and K12 lines that run through here. I'm not an electrical engineer, but the way that these are set up is that these were the only two feasible locations. Everything south of Irving Park Road was K12, and everything north of Irving Park Road was K4, I believe. And it has something to do with their changeover. And they want to change them all to K12, but it's not foreseeable for them to do that in the near future. So that's why we still need to have, these three transformers need to move to this location. They would not be that same setup as this. It would be up one larger pole, and then you would piggyback them around it
So you'd have the
triple
same
back
three
deck.
transformers on one pole.
on one pole, yes.
So we're gonna transfer that ugly thing
Kind
to
of.
the other corner.
It looks different.
It looks different.
Off of Irving though, right?
looks like the other ones.
Right, no, off of Irving,
So
Yes.
In the
right next to a
alley.
house.
In the
it's
end.
not out on the ground.
Hmm?
It's not on the ground. It's still gonna be above ground.
Correct, it'll be on a pole, right next to that house.
So we're gonna spend $155,000 to keep it above ground.
That's what the finding is.
Yeah, they cannot put these underground.
Yeah, not
These
the 3 to 1.
transformers cannot go underground. That was
Can't they
our-
be ground mounted, just like in a, like a shopping center or anywhere else? Can't they?
I believe we did bring that up, but the footprint is obviously going to be a lot bigger if they did that than having the pole and having them up in the air. And when we talked about all the different options with them, this is what they came back with.
Can't,
Mayor, please.
unless.
Wait, so a ground, and I've seen them in backyards, just these green boxes
Right.
look a lot cleaner and nicer than, all we're doing is shifting the problem from here to there, and those residents were just in here tonight, so
That's what I was saying.
we're really, that's not gonna work out very well for us. They're gonna come right back in.
Don't you like your residents?
I mean,
Well, let me ask, so do the three transformers have to stay together? Could we, they have to be together, they work in,
Correct. From what we are told, and correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but they power a lot of the businesses across the street, those 3 transformers. And they have to stay together.
Yeah.
Alderman Messina.
Quick, one. How long that electrical supply company that was there historically? Do we know how long has that been vacant, that property? Other than
The one on the corner?
yeah, where it stands today?
Over a year and a half since I've been
With just interest or in general? I feel like it's been more than that, no?
2 years
It-
usually.
It's, in 5 years, it's been occupied when they had the secondhand shop in there, resale shop in there.
That's it, okay,
That's
5
it.
years.
In a 5-year period,
Okay.
it's been occupied 1 year.
so are we buying that building too to
That was gonna be my motion.
I knew it. That's why I said.
You're trying to steal my thunder.
Definitely, second that one. Find out.
Okay, so do we have any more questions on this?
So that's our question is, do you want to continue moving forward with this option and price presented?
I would make that motion to move forward with the relocation.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
At $155,000.
We don't have another location. And it's empty for 5 years. That's what we gotta decide as a council, do we want?
So before we vote, I guess the question would be, so removing the transformer is gonna make it more rentable? I mean, somebody's magically, I understand it, it makes it better,
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
how much better, I don't know. So we have a,
So it's gonna go on the other side.
Not on the ring, behind.
so Alderman Jacob, you had a question?
I think, I mean, the whole thing it solves, it's gonna be off of Irving Park. I mean, we're trying to clean up Irving Park. We wanted to put it behind the Ready Electric, but unfortunately, it sounds like they're saying that's not gonna work. So now they came up with this, which, you know, I was asking before, why couldn't we put it behind the gas station? And you had mentioned, Todd, getting green space. I mean, couldn't we do something over there versus putting it?
Mr. York, would you like to answer that?
This was the most plausible solution that ComEd and us came up with. During our walkthroughs out there, we were out there probably 2 or 3 times with them. If committee would like us to discuss with them again another option, we could probably go and talk to them about another option. But this is approximately a 12-week out project. So as long as we just keep pushing it down the road, it's going to be pushed down the road plus 12 weeks every time we move it. So and it took us, we met with them on the week of Prairie Fest, I think, and it took about 4 weeks to get us back their initial proposals. So, just so everybody's understands, if you don't want to do this, which is fine, we'll go back to ComEd. We'll look at a different solution. But now we're probably another 6 to 8 weeks and bringing it back to council. And then we're talking sometime in 17 before we even put a shovel on the ground on this project.
Alderman Sismarski.
So this is still gonna be underground, it's not gonna be an eyesore in the air, correct? It's put on ash?
No, the location on Hemlock will be one pole, and then on top of that one pole, you'll have 3 canisters around that pole. Those 3 canisters will be the 3 transformers that are currently on ash. The difference is it's 2 poles with the 2x4 holding it up, or the I-beams holding it up, versus it on one pole and a clustered transformer.
Mayor, please.
All right. I understand we want to clean up Irving Park. We want to clean up Potter.
And now you're putting it in.
And now we're going to put it on Hemlock. I don't think that's fair, number one. And number two, 155,000. We're already over 50,000 on the Potter thing, so I think the Potter thing is a priority. And I'd like to hear other solutions to make this look better. I don't just want to shift the garbage over to the other set of residents. That's not fair. That's just my opinion. And I'd rather see a better solution, something cleaner, and let's face it, we're already, I think, 60 or 70,000 over budget. This will give us it'll give you guys time to get a better solution, and then budgets will be coming up, and then we can take care of the situation. I think that's the best. I don't think shifting the problem over to the other side is in the best interest of the entire city.
Mr. Murmas, if you'd like to
We've
chime in.
become better at holding ComEd's feet to the fire. However, prepare yourself that there might not be a better option. So you eventually may have to pick, leave it there or move it there. There might not be a plan C.
And
Mayor, please, if you'd like to respond.
And I don't know, maybe, why do they all have to be together? Why couldn't it be?
That was my
one-
question.
One, and Alderman Wood said, so is that an option? We see a lot of poles with one transformer sitting there. Why do they have to all three be in the same spot? That's gonna look lousy on Hemlock, just as it looks lousy on Irving Park, and I'm all for cleaning up Irving Park, but let's do this right, just to shift it over. You know, look, we're spending 200 and some odd thousand on Potter, so let's be fair to everybody.
Can I?
Alderman
can I make-
Messina.
can I make a motion to rescind my motion until you guys come back with a potential better solution.
I would
Does the
also-
seconder agree?
Yes, I would agree.
Okay, so we no longer have a motion. So we're giving direction for staff to go back to the drawing board and come back with a better, more viable solution,
If one exists.
if one exists. Is that okay, Mr. Murmas?
And-
No, it's fine.
Okay.
And with,
Alderman Jacob?
that, could we actually see a picture of what this thing looks like? I mean, I can't really envision this with one pole with three transformers.
basically a field goal sign with one in the middle?
I mean, can we get a picture of that, what they're even talking about? Because I have no,
Mr. Murmas?
I can draw one real quick after, I'll show you.
No,
Mayor, please.
I've seen some with two on the pole, a third one just be, it's just one eyesore moving over to the other side and making another eyesore.
For the residents.
Okay, thank you. Next items to be considered at future meetings. R.A. Mancini Mill Road Water Main final payment to be determined. Arcon final payment to be determined. Is there anything else anybody would like to, Alderman Catalano?
Yes, Mr. Murmas, the Prospect and Potter NICO gas line, is that going to be moved in the near future?
Mr. York, if you'd like to respond to that.
We would hope so. We are working with them to get that project completed. Hopefully, the project itself is going to take about 3 weeks to complete, so I will check on that again tomorrow and try to get a resolution on when they're going to be out. So it may not have the information tomorrow. I know our consultant with Robinson Engineering, I know he's on vacation this week, so maybe by next week's council meeting, I'll have more information.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else anybody would like to add? I make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned.